they're having a blast out there. Well, it is 3 months into the Cityline Weight Loss Challenge. So Dr. Joey recently invited them all out for lunch, and not only did they have fun, but they learned some things as well.
How y'all doing today?
So super excited to be here. Here we are about to eat at Colette's, and the big thing about my program is that I always say to people that the program will travel. So don't stop going out with your friends, don't stop going on vacation because you're on the program. The program will adapt to you, and that's what I'm going to show you today.
The other thing I'm trying to be more conscious of is that when I go to social events, I'm there to see the people,
Right.
not there for the food.
Right.
So now I need to be more conscious of who, like, what are the conversations and catching up with people.
Yeah. Any tips for the group on how maintenance has been?
Maintenance has been good. I love that there's kind of like a window that I can stay within. For lack of a better word, your program is easy to follow.
For me, it's all about how you feel rather than what the number says, because that's not important. Yeah. And where my energy level is for me, honestly. Right. Oh, look at that. Delicious.
Okay, guys, dig in. Bon appetit. Looks amazing. I'll be very honest with you guys, as you know that each baby I've had, I gained 75 pounds per baby. But I've been in love with nutrition since I was young, and I knew that it made a huge difference how you felt spiritually, emotionally, physically, all of it. So I've been in the field of nutrition for several years. So when I had this opportunity on Cityline, it was a blessing. When you do fall off the health wagon, not if, when you do, because weddings, stress, when you do, this is your back pocket tool to get back on. So I have huge gratitude for this because I get to help be a part of that transformation for people. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you. So good. Dr. Joey Schulman's here. Thanks for coming. That lunch looked amazing.
oh, Colette was amazing. It was delicious, really good.
Such a good restaurant, and you're always able to find healthy choices, which I think is great.
It was
Just
great.
travel with Joey wherever you go. We want to check in with our weight loss challengers because they have been having a magnificent time. So I'm just going to start with Kellyanne, and we're going to take a look at where Kellyanne is coming from right now. So from 190.4 pounds, let's take a look at Kellyanne right now. She's looking amazing. She's down 21 pounds. So 21 pounds, you're down 10 inches. It is a noticeable difference. I love this color on you. And you're a little tanned. You just came back from vacay. How was that?
It was great.
So how do you find the eating, though? Because usually vacation is a chance to just go crazy.
Yeah, it was okay with the eating. I think it was so hot there, I didn't even want to eat.
Good.
It was hard with the rum punches, though.
Oh, yeah.
I was very thirsty.
I do understand that. So there's always, it's moderation, right, Joey?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you were okay with the eating. I didn't know if you were going to do full disclosure here, but yeah, you did well.
Yes.
Yeah, you did very well.
Okay, rum punch is good, and I get it. Okay, let's take a look at Renee now, our second challenger, who came in at 209 pounds. She has done absolutely amazing, down 23 pounds. I saw you from the side and you almost disappeared. You are looking phenomenal. I want to know what is happening with you right now in terms of your challenges. I know you're finding the plan easy.
The plan is actually really easy to incorporate into everyday life. Families on it too.
Yeah,
My
nice.
biggest issue was around digestion. You know, things that are going in, making sure they're coming out.
Yes.
It's a slow process, but we're working through it.
Nice.
I love that you said that on national TV. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's okay, right? This is
real life.
Cityline real, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's take a look at Charlene, who's doing phenomenal. So this was Charlene when she came in at the start of the program at 213 pounds. She's such a bright light, this woman. Take a look at her, 30 pounds lighter. 30 pounds. Oh, my goodness. I love this transformation. Are you finding anything tough about the food management in this?
Well, I do have a food allergy to vegetables and fruits. However, we've been making it work.
That's amazing.
My favorite vegetable right now is zucchini, so loving it.
And you can have that?
Yes.
Okay, really good.
Yes.
You're going through the list and figuring out what she can have and what she can't have.
We are spiralizing like crazy.
Yeah. Good on you.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at Sean now. Sean, we know as a shift worker, came in at 225. He was looking to, I don't know, tighten up his dad bod. Let's take a look at Sean now. He is 27 pounds lighter. Sean, you look amazing.
Thanks.
I mentioned the shift work, though. That is a toughie. It's a toughie for a lot of our viewers. So
Yeah.
how are you handling that?
So yeah, it's still a huge challenge. If we could only schedule our 911 emergencies, it would be so much better.
Right.
But the fact that we can't, what I'm finding is if I'm eating late night meals, what I'm doing is I'm eating as healthy as possible. So I'm eating proteins and I'm eating my veggies and still pounding my water, just doing the best I can.
I think that's amazing. Now, you said to me at the start of this segment how much they've lost cumulatively.
So the 4 together have lost over 100 pounds.
Give it up for that. I think that's amazing.
I'm so proud. So happy.
It's what you lose and it's what you gain in confidence. So we want to take some time right now, Joey, to talk about some of the myths out there when it comes to your diet. So we're going to do some myth busting. Let's take a look at what you brought. Okay, this is very interesting because everyone thinks they know the truth when it comes to diets, and really there's a lot of misinformation out there. So
There is.
myth number 1, timing has nothing to do with weight loss. Is that true or false?
What do you think?
I think it is false.
You are correct. It is
Yes.
false. So I want to talk to you quickly about time-restricted eating. It's called intermittent fasting. And people go, oh, fasting, I don't want to fast.
Right.
There's very strong research, guys, that as you get older, over 40, if you can give me a 12-hour period or even a 13-hour period, and it's not hard, 7 to 7, where we shut it down.
That's right.
No food. And it's easy. If you're eating properly throughout the day, you will lose weight better. You will wake up with better digestion. Your energy will be up. So time-restricted eating is so important. And when someone hits a plateau, that's exactly what I do. So just from 7 to 7.
Right.
The first time you do it, I remember my mom called me and she said, that's great, honey. Now I want to eat the paint off the walls.
I'm starving.
Yeah, what do you want me to do now?
Yes.
I want you to drink herbal tea. I want you to have vegetable broth. And if you go to sleep and you're not stuffed, that's good. So time-restricted eating is very effective. So.
And when you wake up in the morning, eat.
Oh, I want
That's your time to go, like do it. You have a good, healthy breakfast. Don't skimp on that.
Eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. But you know when you go to sleep looking forward to your breakfast and coffee the next morning?
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do.
Yeah. I do know that feeling.
Yeah,
That's pretty much every night. Okay, number 2. It is necessary to be hungry to lose weight. Is that true or false?
No, that is false. I don't want you starving. And in fact, if you are starving, we're doing it wrong. So I brought a few examples here today of hunger busters. So whether it's Greek yogurt or olives or my energy protein balls, which I'm going to post the recipe, or it is already on Cityline.
I may have already tried one of those.
Yeah, that we did.
They're
behind
very
the scene.
good.
You actually did.
They're excellent.
Hard-boiled eggs or turkey. And people think, oh, I shouldn't put my spoon in the peanut butter.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah, you can do it. It's actually a great hunger buster. You can have a teaspoon of peanut butter and feel really, really good. Roasted chickpeas are also good. And if you're having a sweet craving, baked apples, avocados, and nuts. So if you're starving, we're not there. And on my program, I want you eating 3 meals, 2 snacks, 3 meals, 2 snacks. So don't be starving.
And you're really good with the fat, too.
Fat
like,
is
please
so
have
great.
fat.
Please have fat. You must have fat. Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to help you out.
Yeah.
The rate of your metabolism is fixed and cannot be changed. Is that true or false?
True and false.
It's true and false.
It's true and false. People going, what are you talking about? Everybody has a metabolism. Yours is different than mine. Yeah. But what we can do is we can maximize the ability of your metabolism. So it's like an engine. And if you give your engine poor fuel, or if you're highly stressed, or you're not exercising, or you're dehydrated, your engine's not going to work as well. So when I meet a client, that's why I only like doing individual weight loss. I tend to prefer that because I need to focus in on you and your engine and what can I do to maximize it.
Got it. So don't just say, oh, I have a slow metabolism, so oh well, I'm just never going to lose weight.
Some people are going like this for a thyroid condition. Do I have a thyroid condition because that's why I'm not losing weight? I'm like, you don't have a thyroid condition. I'm sorry.
You can actually lose weight. If I have yo-yo dieted for years, I've messed up my metabolism for life. Is this true or false? Because I have heard that that is true.
I love this one. It is false, but what I do want to emphasize to viewers at home is stop yo-yo dieting because it makes it harder. It does make it harder. So when I meet lifers and people who are in their 60s who's still struggling with their weight, first of all, it's wasted energy. Let's take that monkey off of your shoulder. You're beautiful. Let's feel healthy. Let's feel good. But stop the yo-yo dieting. But we can always turn the volume up on your metabolism. Any age, any stage. Post-hormonal, post-menopausal, we can turn that volume up. So you haven't ruined it for life.
See, I see that as really good news. There's an answer for you, and there's an opportunity for you to do it. You just have to do it the right way.
So be hopeful. If you're at home and you think can't do it, you can do it.
And make these tonight. Cityline.ca. Let's go to break. We got more coming up. The audience. much about proper digestion and gut health that we want to break it down and let people know how they can make sure they're being kind to their stomach.
For sure.
Eating the right foods.
Absolutely. So I've written 5 books, and a main theme in all of my books are your pipes, your digestive system. You are only as healthy as you're absorbing and digesting. And when you're not digesting properly, symptoms can pop up like fatigue and bloating and poor skin. So the digestive system is a really, really important system. And there's ways to maximize digestive system. And the first thing to do is get the bad stuff out.
Yep.
Let's get the deep fried food, the trans fatty acids, the heavy red meats out, because think about that stuff. That's hard to digest, and it inflames the digestive system.
Okay.
And it takes a long time to get out of you without getting too specific. So let's get all the refined flours and the white sugars out. Anything that will inflame you won't just inflame your joints, guys, will inflame digestion as well.
Got it.
And this is called the second brain, actually. It's key to health. The next is get the good stuff in. The salmon, the vegetables, the brown rice, the omega-3 foods, the foods that contain probiotics, which are your good bacteria that inhabit your tummy. So now you can buy probiotics in many forms. So, for example, in a pill form, or you can get, for example, Tropicana has an essential probiotic drink that's fantastic. It has 1 billion, and I know we didn't think 1 billion, that's a lot, but that's a good amount of probiotics per serving. So it's a nice way to get good bacteria into you as well. Yeah, and it's dairy-free, which I really like.
So that's what's new then, because whenever we talked about probiotics in the past, it would always be you've got to have this yogurt, you've got to sort of have this dairy product. So now this is a juice form, so that's new.
It is new, and it's nice because it's no added sugar, and it's a good way just to quickly get some into you. So there's different forms of getting your probiotics. It's not just yogurt anymore. Yogurt's great and fantastic, but if you can't do yogurt, there's other ways as well.
Really nice. Okay, so what are the good bacteria doing? Are they getting rid of the bad? Like, how are they helping us?
So you have what's called a microflora. It is sort of the ecosystem that lives in your tummy area, and you have to have more good than bad, but certain conditions lower the good. This is making sure we maintain your good. You can get it in food form, you can get it in supplement form as well, in a probiotic capsule, which comes, you get them that are non-refrigerated, you can get them that are liquid. I've brought 2 of my favorites as well.
Yes.
And I've also brought an omega-3 essential fatty acid, because that is like a conditioner to your hair follicle that helps coat the intestinal tract, and it's very anti-inflammatory, in addition to eating salmon. So you can go food sources, which you should do both, food and supplement as a baseline.
So we hear all the time about why you should get the probiotics and why you should get the omega-3s, but I think very few of us understand what's happening. So that's a really good explanation. The omega-3s are giving you a good environment for everything to happen fluidly.
Exactly. The omega-3s are nourishing. So if there is any inflammation, it helps reduce that inflammation. And the probiotics are the good bacteria that we put back in your tummy. So that's why a lot of medical doctors, after you go on an antibiotic, will say, you know what, can you go on a probiotic after you do that? Because we're putting the good bacteria back in to make sure that you're balanced.
Got it.
Yeah.
Remember at some point I thought, oh, this is such a fad. It is not a fad.
This is not a fad.
No, this is your gut health. This is something you need in your digestion. The sooner you can add it in, the better it's going to be for you.
Absolutely.
So I think that is very cool. Today's audience will take home a selection of Tropicana Essential Probiotics. So you can try that. And we're going to drop it at prize pack. It's full of wellness-inspired products. It's a gorgeous prize pack. Let's go to break. We've got more coming up. Welcome back. Arm & Hammer's Sonic Pulse Spin Brush has a slim handle and pulsating action to help remove 2 times more plaque than a manual toothbrush. Our audience will all take one home, along with a clean, radiant toothpaste. We get those smiles looking pearly white. Now, there was a lot of reaction to the Liberal government's budget. The 2017 budget is trying to work more in the favor of families. This is what our Prime Minister says. So, one of the things that they came out with is that child care benefits are going to be a little bit more flexible for those of us who have taken mat leave. The tradition in my generation has been a year off. You get unemployment insurance, which is about 55%. Now they're saying you can actually, families can actually take up to 18 months. So we had 12 months. You can now take up to 18 months. However, the amount of benefits you are going to get is going to go down. So it'll be about 33%. So whereas the max payout used to be $543 a week, that would go down if you chose to take 18 months to $362 a week. Okay? So I put it out there because we've got so many parents in the audience with babies. Some of them, maybe they're going to have more. And there were very strong opinions. So Beata, I'm going to you first. You say the 18-month childcare leave, you would take advantage of this. Why?
Well, absolutely. I think it's worth pinching pennies and saving because I have the rest of my life to work, but this time when they're little is just, it only happens once, so it's worth it.
And I hear that from so many parents. We do have a whole lifetime to work if you're, lucky enough to stay in your job, so why not take advantage? Then there's Jacqueline, who says something very different. Jacqueline, how do you feel about it?
Well, this is baby number 3 for me, so I think that I would rather have quality over the quantity. So with the extra money, I can do activities with all of my children and more mom and baby programs in the 12 months than I could have in the 18.
So you see, it's really going to be one of those situations where it's what is happening with your family and what is happening with your daycare. I know from my perspective, from 12 to 18 months, we couldn't find a daycare for Sydney. So it was my mom that bridged that gap for us. So she came down to our house every day and helped until we got to 18 months and could get him into a daycare center. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. So we're past the maternity leave stage, but Stacey, if you had this, when your babies were younger, do you think this is something you would have taken advantage of?
No, I would not have, but my situation is a little different. I'm essentially self-employed, running a business. I personally would go crazy at 18 months, like being home full time. That's just my personality. I love that there's options. I think every family's different, like you said. I had no family here, so I had to organize childcare. I wanted to go back at around 8 months. My huge advantage was I controlled my hours and my schedule. I could go home and feed at, breastfeed at lunch and come back to work. So I was very part-time, and to me, part-time option is the ideal. We've all been there with little babies. All day is not the most exciting time. You know, to have a little break, go use your brain in a different way, have some adult conversations. I love that there's an option.
That is such a good point. We actually put it out there to our viewers and did a poll, and 61% of you said, yes, I would take advantage of this.
Interesting.
And 39% said no. And I think what keeps coming up again and again is the money. Money is tough. When you take a mat leave, already you're having to scale back and make it work for your family. So having that money go down even more could be tough. But then again, childcare costs a lot too. So how about you, Janice?
I already chose to go back early with both my first two. I didn't want to miss it on my job. I didn't want to miss it on that. My belief was that, I would have the weekends. I would still have quality time with my kids. And to me, it was very important to be there to get my career to a point where I could be there after school for my kids. So that's, at this age now, I'm there picking up my kids from school. We've got homework. We've got quality time. What happens during the day, a lot more personality. That's what I love.
Good stuff. Okay, well, you know what? Keep the debate going on. We love to hear your opinions, and thanks for all the info today, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.